From a tunnel ride that lets visitors travel through space using virtual reality to a roller coaster that plunges into a tunnel in the water, check out the most unusual attractions today. The Swiss, previously known for their chocolate and watches, seem to be pulling their weight when it comes to the future of rides. Indeed, this Swiss ride manufacturer, ABC Rides, has developed a unique ride in the world. The ride, aptly named Whirlpool, consists of 3 axes, each of which rotate in a different direction and in a random manner. This attraction has what it takes to give you a great thrill in a very short time, and it is not wrong. In fact, the ride creates an intense feeling of weightlessness that is similar to the training sessions of cosmonauts before their space missions. It must be said that venturing into such an attraction could well turn your stomach, especially since once on board the Whirlpool, the most courageous will have to rise up to 20 meters high while spinning in all directions for 3 to 6 minutes. People looking for adrenaline will definitely be served, especially since you won't be able to distinguish the top from the bottom, mainly during the night when the lights of the ride will serve to accentuate this feeling of confusion. This is a real wonder for those who are looking for thrills, but beware, sensitive souls should abstain. In Wulong, in southwest of China, an attraction composed of 2 giant statues opened its doors to tourists and locals in May 2020. And it's not just any attraction. It is an attraction as unusual as dizzying. Indeed, these huge statues that represents 2 lovers of Chinese mythology each have a rotating platform, allowing visitors to enjoy a 360-degree landscape. Once they reach the highest point, the 2 characters embrace, hence the name of the attraction, Flying Kiss. However, if this attraction attracts so much curiosity, it is because it was built on a cliff which culminates at 915 meters off the ground and overhangs mountains and valleys. That's all. Thus, to go up to the top of this ride, it is better to have a good heart. Especially because, on the observation deck, thrill seekers are free to move around as they wish. There are no seats, safety belts, or harnesses. Only a barrier around the platform secures the attraction, which is, let's admit it, not very reassuring. Moreover, many internet users are reluctant to go on this ride. One of them even wrote in this sense, "I wouldn't go on it, even if they pay me $1 million, and we can see why." Here is now the largest ice ride in the world. Indeed, in the west of Finland, on the vast lake of Tapajärvi, a group of men cleared and cut with a huge chainsaw a huge circle of ice of more than 300 meters in diameter to make it turn on the frozen lake. An incredible idea imagined by Finnish inventor Janne Caporetto a few years ago. The latter explains thus, "I've created the world's largest ice carousel 4 times, but the record is currently held by my friend Chuck Zwilling of Minnesota, USA. He made a carousel 228 meters in diameter, and we are trying to make it even bigger." However, in order to build such an attraction, a boat engine would have to be connected to the huge ice circle. And that's not the only challenge. As Thor Fredrik Carlson, one of the members of the project, says, "Nothing is perfect in the world, but the ice ride must be perfect, because if it's not perfectly circular, it will not turn. So we have to measure it and then open it with precision." Yes, it's not always easy to make a piece of ice this size turn. Nevertheless, the attraction, which also aims to alert the public to the effects of climate change, promises to be entertaining, to say the least. The Stratosphere Hotel Casino, located in the northernmost part of the Strip, south of the city of Las Vegas, in the state of Nevada in the United States, attracts many visitors each year. Not because it has luxurious rooms and a casino, but especially because at the top of this tower is a theme park. No, you're not dreaming. This is the highest amusement park in the world, since this tower, completed in 1996, reaches 350 meters. This makes it the highest structure in the city. So before going to the top of this tower, it is better to be prepared for the worst, and for good reason. This amusement park consists of 4 rides, each one crazier than the other. However, it is certainly insanity that will give you the most unforgettable sensation, and it's not without reason. This ride suspends its passengers in gondolas before starting to spin in front of the void at more than 274 meters above the ground. So be sure to buckle up when you get on board Insanity, especially since the ride also spins on itself and tilts at a 70-degree angle. The ideal way of enjoying a breathtaking view of the city and the surrounding mountains, and especially to get a good scare. Imagine if an amusement park offered its visitors to travel in space. It would be completely incredible, wouldn't it? However, the amusement park Alton Towers, located in England, has decided to launch a ride specially dedicated to the travel to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Well, almost. Indeed, this attraction, called Galactica, uses virtual reality to transport the visitors in space. It is a roller coaster combining speed, turns, and falls, with images broadcast in virtual reality in a helmet. But if the visitor remains seated in the gondola, he will nevertheless have his head and body turned towards the ground to give the impression of flight. The program is a mesmerizing 3-minute journey through the wonders of space, with a detour through the starry clouds of the Orion Nebula, the lava lakes of Nero 5, and icy expanses of Kepler 9, as explained on the official website of the attraction. And the icing on the cake is that travelers will even be able to witness the birth of a star. The only catch is the attraction may cause some headaches. However, Alton Towers assures that the risk is limited thanks to sensitive sensors that would synchronize the animations displayed in the helmet with the movements of the gondola. But for the most sensitive, a bag within reach would certainly not be too much. In 2004, James Wan's film Saw gave birth to a new variation of horror cinema that we are spared nothing of the psychological and physical abuse that the victims undergo. Pure horror that will make even the most insensitive of people's hair stand on end. In spite of this series of films has obviously been a big success worldwide. So much so that a ride directly inspired by this saga opened its doors in 2009 in the Thorpe Park theme park, located in Chertsey, Surrey, England. Of course, no one will be mutilated on it. Nevertheless, this attraction is likely to shake the stomachs since it is a roller coaster, with a part of the course being an almost vertical slope on a height of 30 meters. And that's not all. In the meantime, the most courageous will have to see torture machines, fake corpses, body parts hanging from the ceiling, or even worse, a lifeless man swimming in a pool of blood. So it's certain that the Saw ride promises cold sweats to its visitors and could even become the most terrifying leisure activity in England. After all, it's not every day that someone gets to experience such a frightening ride. It's well known that Japan is a totally different country from Western nations. The customs and traditions of the country of the rising sun can even seem very surprising, and it must be said that it is also the case of some rides. The proof is these completely strange roller coasters called Vanish, located in the Cosmoland amusement park in Yokohama, Japan. This ride is exceptional, to say the least. The reason? It's very simple. Visitors don't just get a good dose of adrenaline when they ride the Vanish. Far from it. Not only will they be propelled at a high speed up to 35 meters high, but they will also have to dive into a tunnel of water. This is obviously not very reassuring for claustrophobes, and even less for hydrophobes. However, we must admit that these underwater roller coasters have the merit of being unique in their kind, especially since they offer an unparalleled experience to thrill seekers. In Kalkar, Germany, nothing is lost. Everything is transformed, even nuclear power plants. One of them was originally a breeder reactor, but this soon gave rise to fears and protests from the people of Kalkar. Finally, following the Chernobyl disaster, the project was definitely buried in 1991 after having required some 7 billion Deutschmarks, or about 3.5 billion euros. The news made the Dutch interpreter Henny van der Most, a specialist in the conversion of industrial wastelands, very happy. The latter actually bought the land for barely 1.5 million euros. The goal? To transform the nuclear power plant into a leisure park. An idea, without any doubt, very astonishing, but which seems today to delight more than one person, especially since the cooling tower has been completely transformed. Thus, the concrete tower is used as a climbing wall, and the turbine of the reactor building contains hotel rooms, restaurants, and bars in settings inspired by ancient Egypt or the American West. Since then, many tourists have visited the amusement park, which is now called Wonderland Kalkar. It even attracts 600,000 visitors a year and employs 550 people year-round. Of course, there are still some people who are concerned about the plant. That is why Han Groot Obink, the Dutch director of the park, said, "We always make it clear in our brochure that we have nothing to do with nuclear power. The plant has never been in operation. This certainly reassures the wariest customers. One of the rides at Alton Park, called the Wicker Man, probably doesn't meet the expectations of extreme thrill seekers. At 22 meters high and 70 kilometers per hour top speed, the attraction does not seem to be a match for the latest construction in the world. However, this ride, located in England, is as unusual as surprising. Indeed, it is the first wooden roller coaster in the country for over 2 decades. But if this attraction is so unique, it is for another reason. The ritualistic atmosphere and the Wicker Man are certainly part of it. However, the most impressive thing is that the structure bursts into flames when visitors walk through it. So Wicker Man could join the club of attractions that make a lasting impression, not because of records, but rather because of its outstanding theming. Have you ever heard of the Spark attraction? Probably not. This incredible concept, made in Japan, proposes to combine relaxation and strong sensations between the park and spa. Indeed, in the city of Beppu, famous for its numerous hot springs, the customers can embark on a roller coaster in jacuzzis. And not only that, thanks to a truly original idea, visitors can also ride a Ferris wheel in sauna cabins or land in a whirlpool by going down a slide? At least that's what you can see in a video shared in 2016 by Mayor Yasuhiro Nagano. The latter had indicated if the video reached 1 million views, he would launch this project. Not surprisingly, in just a few days, the goal was reached. Thus, on July 29, 2017, the theme park opened its doors to the delight of tourists. So get ready to roll down the slopes, too, in a towel. Now it's your turn to tell us in the comments which of these attractions you think is the most amazing. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like, to subscribe to the channel, and to activate the bell to receive all notifications and not miss anything in our next videos. See you tomorrow, same hour, same channel, for a new video.